Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy the election is over. Happy the votes have been counted. Happy we have a new president. Happy applause, applause. I like that. We have a little. It isn't canned. It's real applause here going on in the background. Happy everything. It's been a week, hasn't it? It's been a week. I have not watched so much CNN probably in my entire lifetime as I have in the past week. I'm happily exhausted. Hello, Laura. Hello, 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 Brenda. Everybody's coming in with yeah, yay, uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jennifer. Yay is right. Yay is right. Yay, it's over. Yay, yay, yay. Hello, 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 Heidi. Hello, Dana. Hello, Lainey. Happy Sunday. It is a happy Sunday. We're all in a whole lot better mood than we were in on Wednesday, aren't we? And I'm kind of in red, white, and blue because it just seemed like the right thing to do this morning. Cat ran out and did some shopping and came back with some beautiful red roses in honor of our new president-elect and vice president-elect. We're pretty happy in this household. So happy Sunday, everybody. Happy. I know a lot of prayers were answered yesterday morning. I know that, and I'm grateful for that. Yes, Dana, I agree. Now the healing begins. Let kindness prevail. I like that, and it starts with us, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It starts with each one of us, like everything does. It starts with our willingness to step up and be who we say we are, to act accordingly, to be kind, to be understanding, to be loving, to be strong where we need to be strong, and to be gentle where we need to be gentle. Yeah. We are called to step up now and be who we say we are. And I'm not sure about absolutely everybody, but I know this group's up to it. I know you are. And it's okay to be happy. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I'm grateful for a process that worked. That actually in many ways is continuing to work because it's not over completely yet. Officially, it's not over. What have we learned this week? What have we learned? I don't know about you, but my anxiety levels were going up and down and sideways. Ahead, behind, tied, slim. What's going to happen? What do they mean they're going to go home and go to bed because they've been up for like 20 hours counting things? What do they mean? We need to know now. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't that great, Dana, when Biden said they are not our enemies, they are Americans. We are all Americans, and we all want the best for our country. We just have a different perspective, I think, on what that looks like and how to get there. But we're going to try a new way of getting there now. And at least for a lot of us, that new way is more in alignment, I think, with what we believe and how we feel things should be. So let's see how it goes. In the meantime, it sure seems like good news. And there are no enemies out there. There are Americans with different points of view. And I think we need to honor that and understand that, because if we don't, we become that which we were fighting. Don't we? We become that which we considered, for lack of a better word, wrong. And that serves nothing. That serves nothing. Then it's just a different perspective, but the same kind of activity. And let's not go there. Let's not go there. Yes, the Electoral College certifies in December on the 14th. Thank you, Dana. Always good for pieces of information and dates. And I don't think there's any real question. Things may go to court. This happens in every election, one way or another. That there are those who don't necessarily think that things have been on the up and up. The person thinking that just happens to have been in a more prominent position in this particular case. But all of those votes, all of those votes, all of those people who cared. I mean, there's the really good news about this election. Look at all of the people who cared, who got up off their couches, all out of their golf carts, and voted, and showed up because they cared about this country, and because they thought that their vote, whatever it was important to support the rightness of this country, the healing of this country. So every vote counted, and I'm grateful for all of the people who showed up and who spoke their choice and let their voice be heard. And I'm astonished and proud of us for getting out of our complacency and saying my voice matters. And it did. Hi, Gary. Good to hear from you. Glad you're here. Yeah, look at all of the firsts across the country. My Lord, they're phenomenal. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. I think we have a president who will listen. And that's important. That's vitally important. Someone who will listen to the other side and consider that and find, I hate to use compromise because it sounds like people are giving things up. But I think that what we're really looking for is agreement. Co-creating the future together. A future that works for everyone. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. So, let me get on with what I wanted to talk about, because, of course, what I want to talk about to a great extent is what's happened this past week. And then we'll talk some more. So, hold on to your thoughts, if you will, for just a little bit. And just relax. Just take a deep breath and enjoy this moment in time. This very historic moment in time. Because it's been a week, hasn't it? Oh. waiting for the election results was anxiety producing. In spite of the fact that I told myself I wasn't going to go there, I did. The numbers were up, the numbers were down. The lead got larger, the lead got slimmer. The tweets were coming on hot and heavy. Some very dedicated newscasters and some very dedicated election volunteers were looking pretty frazzled toward the end of the week. Even David Muir was looking a little worn out, and he usually holds up real well. I was amazed. Friday night, they were saying we probably wouldn't know the results for sure until maybe Saturday, maybe Monday. I went to bed Friday night feeling exhausted myself, just from watching everybody work so hard. And I prayed one more time before I fell asleep, just in case God out there hadn't heard the first several times that I prayed. And then I felt better. The highest good was what was going to happen. I was confident of that. But what if the highest good wasn't what I had in mind? Maybe I thought I should change my prayer. Maybe I should be more specific. Maybe I should tell God what to do and how to do it. Maybe. Those thoughts did all run through my mind. But I didn't do any of that. I took a deep breath and I accepted that what I had prayed for, the highest good, was in fact the highest good. I accepted that. And I went to sleep. I went to sleep without leaving any specific instructions for the infinite to follow. I let God be God. Well, that's the exercise of faith, really, isn't it? We do that sometimes, don't we? Maybe it's just me, but I suspect that the rest of you do that sometimes. Wonder if God gets it. Wonder if the infinite needs more specific instructions. Wonder if maybe the Almighty is going to get it right. There are days when being a metaphysician is bothersome. If I was still old school, I could beg and plead and make deals with God. But I can't. I won't let myself. In spite of whatever the darkness or the opportunity may be, I recognize that the circumstances of my life are not the result of God looking down and saying, I'm mad as hell at you and I'm not going to take it anymore. More often, if I get a mental picture of God looking down on me, it's not an angry, violent face I see, but a patient smile, much like that of the Cheshire Cat. Or Joe Biden. A smile, just waiting for me to get it. So then I woke up yesterday morning and I got dressed and I fed the cats and I fed the dogs and I prepared the fruit for breakfast and I made my chai latte, and Tipsy and I went outside to feed the birds. And then we journaled and read our daily word. And then Kat came out and said, we have a new president. And my world changed. It was like a huge weight came off my shoulders. A heavy fog just lifted. And Tipsy and I ran inside to hear it for ourselves. And Kat was right. The long wait was over. The wondering and the waiting and the anxiety were over. The night before had been filled with concern. But then Scripture does say, joy cometh in the morning. And it did. All of which, for reasons I'm not even totally clear about, led me to thinking about the Song of Solomon. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, and the time of singing has come. And the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. Or even earlier in the Song of the New Kingdom, the words, the voice of the turtle dove speaks out. It says, day breaks. Which way are you going? Those words got stuck and kept running around in my head. The winter has passed. The rain has come and gone. Which way are you going? So there's my question to you. Which way are you going? The preliminary bout is over now. The big question seems to be answered. So now what? Now that what we have worked for and prayed for and took Pepto-Bismol for, now that that has happened, what now? What do we do now? Now that prayer has been answered, what do we do now? A valid answer to the question, it seems to me, valid answer that's actually going to make any difference in anyone's life, requires more than just a quick reply. In fact, after some thought, I think the best answer to the question, what now, requires three things of us: decision, direction, and dedication. A decision. A decision in this case to let go. To let go of previously held beliefs, of any old thoughts that we carry that are cluttering up our minds, clogging the pipes between where we are now and where we would like to be. Henri Bergson said the present contains nothing more than the past, and what is found in the effect was already in the cause. Shakespeare wrote, the past is prologue. And anything before this moment, before today at 12:19 p.m., is prologue. It led to this moment. So now what? See, I think it's necessary to let go of anything that clutters up our lives and our minds. Imagine if the lungs kept the air we breathe, if the heart refused to release the blood that it held. Life wouldn't work. We wouldn't work. Life is in a state of flow. And we have to learn to let go if we are to be in life in a constructive way. We all waited for what was announced on Saturday morning. But that's over. Now what? Confucius said, things that are done it is needless to speak about. Things that are past, it is needless to blame. So, if it's needless to speak about what was, and it's needless to blame what was, then we have to make the decision to let go, to release ourselves from the past, to step boldly, I think, into now, into today's reality, and go forward from there. It won't happen by accident. It's a decision. It's a choice for a better life, and only we can make it. So there's that decision, that choice, to move forward from today and not keep grabbing onto yesterday and trying to drag it forward with us like some sort of a shield or an excuse. It's over. Yesterday's over. Oh, there will be some fallout. But so what? So after the decision to let go of the past, then we need some direction, don't we? We have to decide where we're going. The turtle dove speaks out. It says, day breaks. Which way are you going? We have to decide now where we would rather be. What that place we have dreamed about actually looks like. We have to decide, or we'll never get there. We will go nowhere. Or we won't know that we're there without knowing what there looks like. H.G. Wells once wrote, human history is, in essence, a history of ideas. We have to focus our thoughts now on a new idea, a new direction, a new place to be. And if we're smart, we'll not limit our new destination by the places we are already familiar with the places we have been in the past. The possibility of life, the possibility is inherent within the capacity to imagine what might life yet be. And if we are open, divine imagination will kick in. If we let it, if we invite it. And it can take us to places that we never even knew or dreamed existed. The way to begin is to begin. The place to begin is where we are. Because it doesn't make any sense to attempt to begin anywhere else anyway. This is where we are. We are where we are because of what we are and the decisions that we have made. We don't need to remain here. We simply have to accept that here's where we are. Then make a decision. Take charge. Direct your life by choosing a new course. What is your reason for going forward now? And then dedicate yourself to following that course. Claim that new life with every word you speak. You can write pages and pages, if you choose, describing your new reality. And that is not necessarily a bad idea, especially if it makes the new reality real in your mind, and if it gives it life and energy, and it gets you excited about the possibilities inherent in it. Then make your lists, write your pages and pages. But what is even more powerful is for you to claim it. We are all that we claim to be, and we can be more. So what are you claiming for yourself now? Now that the hustle and the bustle and the waiting and the anxiety are over, what are you claiming for yourself now? And is that enough? What more might you claim? What's holding you back from claiming that out loud and boldly? You know, our next president has not had an easy life. His family initially had money, but it was not at all wealthy by the time little Joe came along. So for a lot of years, the family moved back in with the grandparents because Joe's father couldn't find any steady work. Boy, that's a story that's being repeated today, isn't it? Later, Joe Sr. became a used car salesman. Really. Biden has a stutter, which has improved because he's worked on it. He says he's reduced it by reciting poetry in front of a mirror. I wonder how much patience that took. In 1972, Joe's first wife died in a car accident that also took the life of his daughter. Oh, you've heard many of the stories if you've been listening at all, and I'm sure you have over the past week. I probably don't need to tell you any more of the details. But I think it's important that when he was sworn in on January 5th, 1973, at the age of 30, he was the youngest senator in United States history. Wow. He lost his son, Beau, to brain cancer in 2015. And in 2019, he made the decision to run for President of the United States. It would be his third run for the presidency. It's not been easy, or quick, or simple. And yet this man is a highly respected peacemaker on both sides of the aisle. And we need that now, don't we? My point is this. Joe Biden didn't quit. He didn't decide he was too young when he ran for the Senate. And he didn't decide he was too old when he ran for the third time for the presidency. He didn't decide that life wasn't worth living because he lost his wife and daughter. He just kept going. He gives credit to his current wife, Dr. Jill, for saving his life, for giving him the faith and pointing him in the direction that turned him around when he was ready to quit. But notice that he attracted her into his life. He just kept going. His faith led him to believe he could do what needed to be done, that there was a need, that his gifts were needed. The door opened and he walked through. And the people and the supports and the votes he needed this past week all came through. Because I believe with all of my heart it was the highest good for all. And because he didn't get caught up in his littleness, but had the courage to stand up and be counted, to be who he was born to be. Joe Biden isn't the great exception. He's a great example. And we all have the way, and we all have the means, and we all have the possibility. Today, Joseph Biden can say, I am the President-elect of the United States of America. Whew. On January 21st, he'll be able to say unequivocally, more easily than I can, I am the President of the United States. And people will cheer. I am. And he is. There is one power in the universe, one infinite, unlimited spirit. And every time one of us says, I am, we set it into motion. When we say, I am, the divinity within us proclaims a reality. And we are what we claim to be. I love the Old Testament. Well, I love parts of the Old Testament. I'm very fond of Isaiah. And in Isaiah I find the words, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. And the former shall not be remembered or come to mind. We all need to practice proclaiming a new heaven and a new earth. We all need to let go of the former. It is as it is now. It was as it was. That's all we really need to remember. We need to be upward bound, headed for higher ground in every area of our lives, with every thought we hold. Tennyson said, oh, for a man to arise in me, that the man I am may cease to be. That's letting go. In an ever-ascending cycle, our lives may rise. And the circumstances of our lives arise, so that the highs are higher and the lows are higher as well. Isn't that the life we all dream of? Might that become the life we live? No more complaining, no more regret about the past. It's over. It's over. No more excuses for the future. It's coming. Ernest Holmes wrote, I am. What more can I say? I am. It is enough. Because thou art I am. From out of the depths of me, I am. In and around me, I am. Over and through me, I am. O inner being, eternal and blessed, complete and perfect, birthless and changeless and deathless, I am. I am, and evermore shall be. I am, you are, which means that where you are in this moment, infinite possibilities await you. Unlimited life awaits you. It is, I think, for all of us to remember that all things have come to pass. Whatever it was, it's over. Whatever we have been, we may change. The day breaks, the dark clouds flee away. The pain passes, the stutter is stilled. The animosity bends its knee to the hand extended in peace. What now? We have made the decision to change. We have directed that change. We have directed it to a higher and greater good. We have only now to dedicate ourselves to the new, to the better, and whatever our role may be in that. Whatever has held your life in bondage, whatever has held your mind in chaos, let it be. Let it pass. Make the decision to be all that you are and all that you may yet become. Direct your thoughts, your words, your actions toward the greater good, the highest good. And then dedicate all of your resources to the accomplishment of that goal. Think a higher thought. Speak a higher truth. You will find yourself supported in ways that you could not have imagined. And you will watch as doors open and clouds roll by and obstacles disappear because you have opened yourself to the power of your own divinity. You will come to experience what others believe are miracles, but which you will come to know as perfectly natural results of your own belief, your own thinking. It's not magic. It's not really even miraculous. It's simple. It's God working in you, working as you, working through you to express itself at the highest level and to transform your life and your actions for even greater good. your job on a human level, on a conscious level. Decide. Direct. Dedicate. You see, it isn't over. There's still much to be done. What will you do? I'm not saying that you have to jump right in right now, this moment, today. Most of us need a few days to recover and celebrate and do a little self-care. But then what? Will you sit back and pat yourself on the back and then leave it to Joe to fix? Or are you a true supporter? And are you in this for the long haul? If you will make the decision, if you are willing to direct the action, if you truly dedicate yourself to being an agent for change in this world, what then? You see, this new world needs your love. This new world needs your support. This new world needs your gifts. Dedicate yourself to being part of the solution. And what I can tell you is this: if you will do that, then God within you will pretty much take care of everything else. I believe with all of my heart that we are all in this together. And after hearing President-elect Biden and Kamala Harris, the woman who has made history on so many fronts, speak their word, I believe that with the results of this election, everyone has won. The highest good prevails. God bless our next president and the past. God bless our next vice president and the past. God bless our Congress. God bless the Supreme Court. God bless the United States of America. One nation under God. And God bless you for your participation in the creation of this whole new world. We couldn't have done it without you. What a week. What a week. Gary wants to know what my take is on the capacity of the right to listen. There was a commentator on CNN over the weekend, a woman. I don't remember her name. But she was a conservative, and she had voted red. And she said, there are many like me who just believed he was the right man to lead us. But we're not violent, and we're not unreasonable. And we will listen. she said, I can't account for those who support violence. But there are many of us who will listen, who will talk, who want the same thing. I heard her a couple of times. They kept calling her back and asking her more. But she supported that position. So, Gary, I'm going to say that there are more who will listen than won't. And that those who feel like they have to scream and yell just don't feel like they're heard. So let's not forget them. But let's talk to those who will listen. And let's listen to those who are talking. Well, yeah, Heidi, I'm reading your thoughts, and evolution takes time. Evolution takes time. And progress is often messy. Wonderful, Brenda. Brenda says, I'm working with compassion with the people that I know are Trump supporters. You see, there's a lot of really good people who simply voted because they felt he was the right person. Whereas in 2016, I think a lot of the vote was people just didn't like Hillary. And so many people, I believe, voted for Donald because he was different. He wasn't part of the old party, part of the establishment. And they just didn't like Hillary. You can't help but like Joe. You just really can't help but like Joe. I think people will come to the table. I think he will bring people to the table. And I think we have to not make others wrong simply because their perspective was different than ours. Laura says noisy is not necessarily the majority. No, I don't think it is. I think noisy tends to be the minority who feel they have to scream to be heard over the other voices. It's, the mouse in the corner. Let us keep in mind that which is important to us and to others. There is no us and them. We are all Americans. We all want the highest and greatest good for this country. That I believe with all my heart. We just have different beliefs about how that can be accomplished. And right now, it's our turn to see what can be done. But let's listen. We accomplish nothing if we only make ourselves happy. Well, I suppose that does accomplish something. But we accomplish even more if we make the circle larger and draw them in. I think it's time to pray. Oh, glorious Sunday. So, close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, just soft focus so that your attention is going within and not running about out there someplace. I like the little conversation over here about Jennifer's countdown because I would miss it too. So, Jennifer, if you've got a plan B, let us know. Well, I'll be there. Right now, we'll be here. Here in this place where the voices of the crowd are reduced to stillness. And we find the peace and the silence within. We go there, to that place where we can hear the still, small voice. And the shouting falls away, and with it, the angry voices. And all that is left is that still, small voice, longing to be heard, longing to be listened to, longing to lift our spirits and our minds and our thoughts to a place where we might truly make a difference. To a place where we truly understand that all that there is God. And knowing that if all that there is God, then there is no us and them. There is only we. We. Exercising our spirituality in a world that calls for us and to us. Exercising our individual expression of the one, of the Spirit, through loving thoughts and loving actions, with loving words and gentleness and power and poise. We are each of us individualized centers in the life of God, and we are called to be all of that. To be powerful, to be present, to listen, to understand, to be kind, and to be joyous. For all of that is an experience of the life of God. We are one with God. We are one with one another. We are one. The understanding of that changes worlds. So let us be world changers in the most positive, life-affirming, planet-protecting, joy-creating way that we can. There is no us and them. There's only God to be seen and revealed. And so let us make that our dedication. To look for, to find, and to reveal the God within everyone we meet. To see the good, to be the best, to treat life with love. That is our dedication. And I see it already at work within each of us, changing the world for good. So it is. So now we let it be. Amen. Dana's picked up on my circle. He drew a circle that shut me out, heretic rebel, a thing to flout. You know how the rest of it goes. Draw the circle bigger. Just draw the circle bigger. Which then includes both you and him, whoever him is to you, and many others that you don't even yet recognize are there. And if you find there is resistance within that circle, then draw another one that's even larger. You have the power. You have the ways, the means, and the power to continue to draw the circle larger. Do that. Do that. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for your wonderful words. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your participation. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for being who you are. You are making a difference in the world. You are making a difference. And I'm grateful for that and for you. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Practice a little self-care for the next couple of days. It's been a week. Your little mind, your little heart has been through a lot. Enjoy what you have created. And know that you are blessed and that you go with God, because you can go no other way. I'll see you Wednesday at 7. Gary, glad you could join us. Anybody else out there who's been silent? It's okay. We're glad you're here too. Much love to you all. Happy Sunday.